So yeah, that was all for today, sorry guys, but we are getting back into retro platforming bosses, which means that for the most part you really should start expecting these to only be a minute long. Again, I'm sorry if that's not enough content for you, but you know, you do what you work with. And honestly, considering games overall, I don't think that the Spiked Pirate here, who unfortunately wasn't named, I mean you could call him Koopa, but that's pretty meaningless. He's covered in spikes though, so he looks like a badass, and he probably is a badass considering he decided to, as a turtle, get that whole skull and crossbones tattoo on his underbelly right there, which I'd imagine for him would have been incredibly painful at the time, and probably not the smartest idea because that whole thing, hey, you're pointing out your weak spot to the guy with a giant spike helmet who's trying to kill you. There's really not too much to say about the Spiked Pirate. It's a pretty good boss for the early 90s handheld generation. It's the first boss, and it's definitely appropriate enough. I mean, the only real mechanic we got used to at this point is the charge attack, and that's his only weakness. You run into him when he exposes that tattoo, and the rest is just running around and dodging, which can get kinda hectic because the Spiked Pirate kinda tends to rise sort of quickly, and if you're not quick on the running around thing, then you pretty much are gonna be taking the damage, which in this specific boss's case is a complete shit show after that, because in order to kill the Spiked Pirate, you need the charge attack. If you take any damage, you revert to Short Wario. You don't have the charge attack, so you might as well just jump into the Spiked Pirate, try again, and just do that over and over and over again until you get out of the first level of the game. It's unfortunately a bad oversight on the part of the Nintendo handheld team. You really should have given Short Wario some sort of way to kill this Spiked Pirate, because without it, you pretty much turn this boss fight into an insta-death zone without actually making it insta-death. Because without the charge attack, we don't have any other options other than to wait to die, so that's not really fair then, really, guys. I mean, come on. You can do a bit better than that. Just have him be weak to jumping or something after Short Wario gets introduced, or maybe don't have his weak spot be on his belly. I mean, there's ways around this, guys. You didn't have to make this horrible design mistake. Otherwise, it's a good boss. It still shows off that the Super Mario Land team have amazing artistic skills, and even on this rudimentary platform, they're still able to do a decent job of the whole arena design, the character design. Ultimately, it's just a fun time, even though it was only 60 seconds long. It's always a good thing to have some sort of achievement that we could have to properly cap off a level end, and can I really say any fairer than a platforming game's first boss? I mean, this is pretty solid stuff, and I will say I appreciate the detail and the talent of the people behind it to continue to try, even though you're not using your blockbuster stuff yet. This isn't your best card. We're going to be seeing that later.